Winter feels still, but it feels alive. Quiet and powerful all at once.
Now for the Mount Washington Valley regional forecast. Tuesday, partly sunny, a chance of snow this morning.
I don't think I'm really right for an office job or sitting behind a desk. I took one look around and thought, you're telling me you get to live in the woods here next to all this incredible terrain? Really rustic, everything you need, nothing you don't. You live really simply. And because of that, the little things end up being a really big deal. This is what I want to do. The cabin's had a long story. It's been around for decades. It all started with a group of college kids from the Harvard Mountaineering Club.
We were a bunch of Harvard undergraduates. We were doing the most extraordinary climbing. It's unbelievable what we were doing at our age. We just went off and did this stuff. A group of us decided that it would be a good thing to see if we could build a cabin. We went up to see the chief ranger for the Forest Service with a plan. Part of the reason they said yes was because they thought, as a bunch of undergraduates, we could never do it. All of us were liberal arts, science majors. None of us had any real background in construction. But we put in the foundations, we cut the trees down, and we managed to build a cabin.
Growing up, we got on ropes, we got skiing, we got on paddles. We just spent all our time, as much as we could, outside. We started going to Mount Washington really young, like 6, 7, 8. It started with him carrying everything and me falling behind. And then I took my boots and then my skis. Got a little bit older and a little bit stronger, and I took his boots, and I took his skis and became the pack horse.
Yeah, you had all the boots and all the extra clothes, like, and I had a dog.
Like 80 pounds soaking wet. My dad spent time at the cabin, actually a ton of time, wrote his thesis on that table. He was a mountaineer. He did expeditions all around the world, Nepal, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Alaska. He used to be one hell of a dirtbag. He introduced me to it and showed me the community. We always stopped by the cabin. That's where the mountain community was. And that's kind of where I wanted to be. I think it's been really special for him to come up and to see me at the cabin, because it's almost full circle of that relationship.
At first life was hard for a boy on his own. The life that we're in has its definite ends, and our children will learn.
Being a caretaker, you wear every hat. It's kind of a unique job. You have to be able to be on your own for long periods of time. And work and life are all one thing. They all blend together. You're expected to be able to be self-sufficient and to do all your things without supervision. The snow plot is an area where we have a ton of scientific equipment. We go out there and we take a slug of different measurements every morning. How much snow fell last night? Is it scattered? How's the crystals? So that the Forest Service can have real-time data that they need to make their forecast decisions. Part of our job is to be out on the train. And the train is right there. You get to access some of the best mountaineering in the East Coast. That means that During the day, you're going skiing, you're going climbing, you're getting up on the summit into the snowfields. You're having an adventure in the mountains. Mount Washington has hazards all across the board. The weather is ridiculous. You have hurricane force winds every 3 days. It's not uncommon to see -20, -30 wind chill factors. It's the heart of the East Coast, and it might be small in elevation, but it packs a massive, massive punch. You can access tons of alpine ice, multi-pitch, committed alpine ice. Original ice climbing people used to go up there and cut steps in the pinnacle. It'd take forever. And people have been going there to hone their skills since the beginning. Especially coming from the East Coast, we don't get powder every day. We don't get beautiful conditions. We get out there and we go after it anyways. It's a place where you can go test yourself. You can train there for Denali, you can train there for Everest. If you can mountaineer there, you can mountaineer anywhere in the world. To get to the cabin, you have to walk uphill in the winter. And that brings out a certain kind of people. You get to interact with people that are really unexpected. Anyone can walk through that door, and it's part of the beauty of it.
How's it going? Spencer.
Nice
No.
to meet you.
Molly.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
our first time.
Oh, sweet. As soon as you walk in, you share your space. We only have 30 by 40 blocks to spend time in. We cook together, we're going to do our dishes together, and we sleep together. Everyone's incredibly open, and I think that's because we all have something to connect on. The conversation can go from someone's girlfriend to obscure climbing in Patagonia to what they're going to do tomorrow. Kind of the role of the caretaker is we don't tell people what to do. This is their land. They can make decisions according to what they feel is right. Those risks are yours and they're yours to manage, but I want you to know what you're getting into. As you might sit down with me, I might say, hey man, what are you doing tomorrow? You might say, I'm gonna go ski central, but it's wind loaded as hell, you know, not necessarily where you wanna be, and might be a bigger risk than you're anticipating. I think my job is just to help you understand the risk. Your job is to hear the beta and make your own decision. I think if the cabin was a person, it'd be a dirtbag. It'd be an old dirtbag. The one that tells you stories around a campfire, you know? With new caretakers, there's new flavor to have an opportunity to add to the story. But we're adding pages to a book. when you pass the torch, you just set them straight and say, hey, this is your home now. We're here to support you, and you got this. And they're adding to the story in their next way. And it's really incredible to see that story keep going, and it will keep going for a long time. And I'll continue to be contributing to that community and playing in those mountains for a long time to come. It's always going to have a really special place in my heart. I am Jack Kingsley, Harvard Cabin Caretaker.
I'm a simple man and I sing a simple song. I sing a simple song because I know it won't take long and it makes me happy. The life I lead is free cause nothing bothers me. When the sun's in the skies I open my eyes. When it's cold and bleak I go to sleep and I'm happy. Goodbye to all confusion. I'm sick and tired of disillusion. Sunshine fills an empty day, and it carries all my blues away. Money just doesn't bother me. The things it buys don't set you free. Got everything I need and life's just fine. And I sometimes drink a little wine and I'm happy. Think about the girls sometimes, sing them a song or write a few lines. They tell me it makes them feel so good, I'd do it some more if I could. It makes them happy.